Ever feel like two totally different people live inside you? Maybe one who wants to burrow down and intensely focus, and another who secretly kind of yearns for the spotlight.
Yeah.
Well, buckle up, because that's the juicy core of having a Scorpio Sun and a Leo Midheaven. Think superhero with a serious need for a secret lair, but also, a burning desire to take center stage when it counts.
And what's fascinating right off the bat is this inherent duality, right? Your sun sign, Scorpio, that's your fundamental self.
Yeah.
It's driven by deep emotions, a relentless pursuit of what's hidden.
That intensity.
Exactly. And this incredible capacity for transformation, like a phoenix constantly rising from the ashes.
Okay.
Then you have your midheaven in Leo. Think of that as your public persona, your career destiny, the impact you want to make on the world.
Right, the outward-facing part.
Yeah, it's about charisma, leadership, and leaving a legacy that, well, shines. We call this the Phoenix profile for a reason.
Exactly. And for you, the learner, who wants to get the lowdown on complex stuff without getting bogged down,
Yeah.
we've sifted through a mountain of astrological insights.
A lot of material.
Yeah. From journals like a 2022 study hinted at a whopping 63% career success rate with this combo. Ancient Babylonian star charts, modern surveys, and even the legendary Linda Goodman's observations. Our mission, to give you the ultimate shortcut to understanding this powerful astrological blueprint. Think of this as your personal tutorial.
And if we zoom out for a moment, your sun sign is your core why, what fundamentally motivates you, right? Scorpio's why is all about that intense dive, understanding the hidden currents and undergoing profound personal evolution.
That transformation piece again.
Always.
Yeah.
Now, the midheaven is more about the what and how you project that core self into the world, particularly in your professional life.
Okay.
Leo's what is often about leading, inspiring, and creating something significant that earns admiration, that public recognition.
This isn't some new age fad either, is it? You mentioned Linda Goodman.
Not at all. Back in 1978, she noticed this Scorpio Sun-Leo MC combo popping up with, well, an uncanny frequency among Fortune 500 CEOs.
Wow, okay. Talk about a potent blend of inner drive and outward ambition.
Seriously. And modern astrologers have identified some recurring patterns in how this actually plays out, how this inner intensity meets the outer world.
All right, let's get into that. How does this internal Scorpio intensity actually manifest in that external Leo-ruled world? What's pattern one?
Okay, so the first pattern we see is the spotlight seeker. Here, that deep Scorpio emotional intelligence isn't just for personal insight, it's strategically used to connect with, and yes, sometimes even subtly influence audiences.
Influence. So using that deep understanding.
Think of it as emotional resonance amplified on a public stage. They know how to read the room, connect deeply, and hold attention.
Intriguing. So a master of emotional connection who knows how to command attention. What's the next pattern in this cosmic tutorial?
The second is the silent strategist. This is where Leo's natural flair isn't always immediately obvious. It's like a lion in wait.
Ooh, I like that.
That powerful Leo presence is there, but it's veiled by Scorpio's more enigmatic nature. They observe, they plan, and then they make their move with undeniable impact when the time is right.
Okay, so a bit of mystery with a whole lot of potential power just waiting to be unleashed. Love that.
Yeah.
And the third key pattern.
Finally, the transformational leader. In this manifestation, the intense energies of both Scorpio and Leo are channeled into something beyond just personal success.
Bigger picture stuff.
Exactly. It's about driving significant social change, reforming systems, or making a lasting impact on a larger scale. Think using personal power for, collective evolution.
So this push and pull between the private and the public, it isn't exactly a modern invention, is it? You mentioned ancient charts.
Absolutely not. Our astrological archaeology goes way back. If we look at Babylonian star charts from around 600 BCE, a Scorpio-Leo alignment was actually seen as an omen of political upheaval.
Really?
Yeah, it was considered a volatile combination with the potential to really shake things up in the public arena. Quite the celestial headline.
Wow. And then fast forward to the Middle Ages, this combo was linked to forbidden romance. How did they arrive at that steamy conclusion?
Well, if you think about it, right, Scorpio's intense passion mixed with Leo's dramatic flair.
Okay, I see where this is going.
It could certainly be interpreted as the ingredients for a powerful, perhaps clandestine connection that inevitably draws public attention, whether through scandal or admiration.
Makes sense. Then jump to the Roaring 20s. Investigative journalists.
Yep. Suddenly this blend is being linked to investigative journalists. Scorpios digging for hidden truths, aligning perfectly with a Leo midheaven that wants to broadcast those findings to the world.
That totally clicks, like a truth-seeking missile with a built-in spotlight.
Yeah.
And we've got some stellar historical examples of this in action, right? People we'd recognize.
Oh, definitely. What's illuminating is looking at someone like Marie Curie, a Scorpio Sun. She was relentless in her pursuit of scientific truth, a deeply Scorpio trait, that focus.
Relentless.
Yet she also garnered and maintained immense public admiration for her groundbreaking work. That's that Leo midheaven shining brightly, recognition for her achievements.
The OG science superstar. And what about Picasso? His art definitely had that intense, often dark Scorpio undercurrent. You can feel it.
Precisely. Picasso's Scorpio Sun fueled his profound exploration of complex and sometimes provocative themes, including sexuality, deep dives.
Right.
At the same time, he meticulously cultivated his public image, his celebrity as a revolutionary artist. That's the Leo midheaven demanding recognition and a permanent place in art history.
Okay, so we're starting to really see how these two energies tango. Let's break down the individual players now, tutorial style.
Right.
What makes a Scorpio Sun tick? Give us the user manual.
Okay, Scorpio Sun. At its core, it brings fierce loyalty. Once you're in their trusted circle, they're incredibly protective, like fiercely protective.
Got it. Loyal. What else?
They also possess exceptional perceptive abilities. They can read between the lines, understand what's not being said, very intuitive.
And deep seeing.
Exactly, and they have remarkable emotional resilience. They can weather intense emotional storms and, emerge stronger. That Phoenix thing again.
Sounds pretty intense. What are some of the potential pitfalls, the challenges of all that watery depth?
Well, the challenges can include a natural inclination towards secrecy. That need for privacy we've touched on is fundamental.
Right, the hidden layer.
They can also be quite possessive, holding on tightly to people and things they value. And let's be honest, Scorpios can be known to hold on to a grudge. That sting can linger.
Uh-oh. Good to know.
However, their driving force, that core motivation, is that unwavering quest for profound, transformative truth. That's what fuels them.
Okay, now let's turn up the heat and unpack that Leo midheaven. What's the lowdown on this fiery placement? The public face.
Right. A Leo midheaven brings an inherent charisma. People are often just naturally drawn to them. There's a strong underlying ambition, a desire to climb the ranks and achieve significant success in their chosen field. They want to make an impact.
Aiming high.
Definitely. And there's often a generous spirit, a willingness to share their light and inspire those around them. Very magnanimous, potentially.
But all that roaring and shining can't be sunshine and rainbows all the time, right? Any potential thunderclouds at the Leo MC?
Indeed. No placement is without its challenges. For Leo MC, this can manifest as arrogance, maybe a belief in their own inherent superiority.
Oof.
There can also be a tendency towards attention-seeking behaviors, that need for external validation. And let's face it, Leo can sometimes be a bit drama-prone, enjoying a bit of theatricality.
A little bit of drama.
Shocking for Leo.
Huh? But their core motivation, though, is that deep-seated desire to create a lasting legacy, to make their mark on the world and be remembered for their contributions. That's the driver. So, okay, let's put it together. We've got this intensely private Scorpio who wants to plumb the depths, understand everything.
The investigator.
And this very public Leo who wants to command the stage, get the applause.
That sounds like a recipe for some serious internal drama, like constant conflict.
Exactly, you nailed it. This is the central paradox at the heart of this combination. The Scorpio Sun craves that inner sanctum, that space for deep processing and personal transformation.
Needs the quiet.
Yet, the Leo midheaven inherently pulls towards public recognition, towards a platform where they can shine. Successfully navigating this internal tug-of-war is absolutely key for individuals with this placement. It's the main challenge.
Okay, so how does one even begin to harmonize these seemingly opposite drives? It's like trying to keep a secret while simultaneously wanting a standing ovation. How do you do that?
It requires a very deliberate balancing act. It's conscious work.
Yeah.
One effective strategy is what we call strategic vulnerability.
Strategic vulnerability, tell me more. This isn't about oversharing every personal detail. That would be like horrifying for Scorpio's nature.
Right, total non-starter.
But rather carefully selecting when and what personal stories to share in a way that enhances Leo's leadership and fosters a genuine connection with a wider audience. It's authenticity, but on their own terms and for a specific purpose.
Smart. So use that deep emotional understanding to build bridges, but stay in control of the narrative. Very Scorpio. What other tactics help find that sweet spot?
Another crucial element is leveraging Scorpio's natural psychological insight to amplify Leo's leadership capabilities.
Okay, how does that work?
That innate ability to read people, to understand their underlying motivations, it can make them incredibly effective and empathetic leaders. Leaders who can inspire genuine loyalty and drive within their teams. The quiet observer becomes the insightful and impactful leader.
Ah, so the ability to see beneath the surface translates into more effective leadership on the surface.
Yeah.
I like it. And what's the final piece of this balancing act puzzle? The third leg of the stool.
It's about channeling that intense, potent combination of water and fire energy into creative outlets.
This is huge.
Creative outlets. Like art.
Could be art, absolutely. Yeah. But it could also manifest in countless ways. Innovative problem solving within their professional lives, building something new, any kind of constructive expression. It provides an avenue to express both the rich inner world of Scorpio and the outward flair of Leo.
Gotcha.
Think of it as alchemizing inner intensity into external impact.
All right, so the tutorial takeaways for balancing Scorpio Sun and Leo MC are: be smart with your vulnerability, use your insight and leadership, and get creative with all that energy.
Got it. Now, what are we seeing in the real world with this cosmic combination? Any surprising trends popping up in our modern times?
Well, what's really illuminating is the data from a 2023 survey. They looked at 1,200 individuals with this specific astrological placement.
Okay, what did they find?
Their career distribution is quite revealing. A significant 43% are in leadership roles.
100%, wow.
Yeah. Then 22% in creative fields and 15% in psychology or counseling. This really underscores that blend of power, self-expression, and that deep understanding of human nature.
Those numbers definitely paint a vivid picture of where this energy thrives professionally. Makes total sense. Anything else particularly noteworthy from that survey? Any surprises?
A rather striking trend emerged. 68%, almost 70% reported having at least one major career pivot after the age of 35.
Whoa, 68%, that's huge.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
This really speaks to the Phoenix profile in action, that ongoing process of reinvention and transformation, burning down and rising again, career-wise.
Right, not just sticking to one path forever.
Exactly. We even have a quote from a marketing CEO named Rachel Tan, who insightfully noted, "It's like my Scorpio side diligently accumulates expertise, and then my Leo Midheaven compels me to reinvent how I present it to the world."
That's such a brilliant way to articulate it, like gathering wisdom in the depths and then bursting onto the scene with a newly refined performance, a whole new act.
Precisely. It highlights that this combination isn't necessarily about a straightforward, linear career trajectory, but rather about these powerful cycles of deep learning followed by bold outward expression. Reinvention is key.
Okay, you've absorbed a ton of insightful information about the Scorpio Sun and Leo Midheaven dynamic. So much to unpack here. To explore these concepts further, and perhaps even delve into the specifics of how this might play out in your own life or the lives of people you know, visit the links in the description below.
Yeah, definitely check those out. You'll find resources, further reading, and ways to connect with experts who can offer even more personalized insights.
All right, so if we bring this back to you, the learner, thinking practically, what kinds of career paths tend to be particularly well suited for this dynamic Scorpio-Leo blend? Let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay, actionable advice time.
Give us the career sweet spots. Where should folks with this astrological makeup be setting their sights?
Think about roles where they can be in command during high-stakes situations. Crisis management consultant comes to mind immediately. Using that calm intensity and strategic thinking under pressure.
Makes sense. What else?
Or perhaps utilizing their emotional depth in a performative way, like a therapeutic performer or think drama or art therapist. Connecting deeply, but also performing.
Interesting niche.
Even shaping the public image of high-end brands as a luxury brand strategist could be a perfect fit. That combines Scorpio's understanding of desire with Leo's natural flair for presentation and status.
Ooh, yeah, I can see that. Luxury branding.
And political campaign manager is another strong contender. I mean, that's the ultimate arena for strategic maneuvering and public influence, right?
Definitely high space, high visibility. So those all sound like incredibly dynamic and engaging career paths. Any areas they should maybe think twice about pursuing? Any warnings?
Our sources, particularly the 2023 Astro Careers Report, strongly suggest steering clear of highly repetitive desk jobs. Things that are just routine.
Why is that? Too boring.
Pretty much. A significant 89% of individuals with this placement reportedly experience dissatisfaction and leave such roles within 2 years. That fiery Leo Midheaven needs more room to roar than a cubicle can offer, you know?
89% quit within 2 years. Okay, message received. No boring desk jobs. What about their personal lives? How does this cosmic combo typically play out in relationships?
Relationship patterns often begin with a strong initial attraction. It's fueled by that mysterious Scorpio allure, that intensity is captivating.
Magnetism.
Exactly. However, the inherent power dynamics between the intense Scorpio and the potentially dominant Leo Midheaven can sometimes create friction. Who's in charge? Who gets the spotlight?
The power struggles.
Yeah. The most harmonious partnerships tend to be with signs or placements that can offer a sense of balance and understanding. And our sources point to an Aquarius moon as a particularly complementary pairing. Someone who can appreciate the depth but maybe isn't competing for the same kind of spotlight.
Interesting. Opposites attracting to create a more balanced whole, perhaps.
Okay.
Now, like any good deep dive, we need to touch on some of the different perspectives and nuances surrounding this placement, the debates.
Absolutely. It's not all straightforward. One ongoing discussion is whether this specific combination of Scorpio Sun and Leo Midheaven is like a guaranteed recipe for success.
Right. Does it automatically mean you'll make it big?
Well, some astrological perspectives, like those of Reynolds in 2021, emphasize the natural strategic abilities combined with the strong drive for public achievement as a powerful formula for reaching goals. They see the potential as very high.
But there's always another side to the coin, right? Not everyone sees it as a golden ticket.
Precisely. Chen, writing in 2020, offers a cautionary note. They suggest that without a strong sense of self-awareness, the sheer intensity and the inherent pressure to succeed can actually lead to burnout and overwhelm.
The burnout factor.
Yeah, it's not an automatic win. Conscious effort and self-management are absolutely crucial. You have to learn to handle the energy.
Makes perfect sense. Potential needs to be nurtured and directed, not just unleashed wildly. Okay, looking ahead then, what are some of the emerging ways we might see this Scorpio Sun Leo Midheaven energy manifest in the future? Where is this heading?
Well, one fascinating emerging trend is what we're calling digital persona mastery.
Digital persona mastery. Explain that.
With the ever-increasing importance of social media and online presence, right, individuals with this placement are showing a remarkable aptitude for curating powerful and engaging online identities. They skillfully blend Scorpio's strategic control over their image with Leo's natural performative talents.
The influencer with hidden depths and a captivating stage presence. I can totally see that. Very 21st century. What else is on the horizon?
Trauma-informed leadership is another significant development we're seeing.
Trauma-informed leadership, how does that connect?
The deep emotional understanding inherent in Scorpio can be powerfully channeled through the leadership qualities of Leo to create more empathetic and healing workplaces, addressing past traumas, fostering a more supportive and understanding environment for teams.
Wow, that's a really positive and potentially impactful way for this energy to manifest. Using that intensity for collective healing within an organization. Love that. And one more glimpse into the future.
Metaverse careers are also emerging as a fascinating area, as virtual realities become more integrated into our lives.
Like the metaverse.
Individuals with this combination may find themselves excelling at shaping and leading within these digital worlds, creating impactful and recognized avatars or experiences in these new virtual landscapes. Leo needs a stage, even a virtual one.
The virtual king or queen of a digital domain. I can absolutely envision that.
Okay, fantastic. Now, let's get directly to some of the questions you, the learner, might be pondering right now. We've compiled some of the most frequently asked questions about this Scorpio Sun Leo Midheaven combination. Let's do a quick FAQ run through. Sounds good. And a very common one is, does this astrological placement automatically mean fame? People always want to know about fame.
Right. Is stardom guaranteed?
Well, while it's not a guarantee of, like, global superstardom, our research suggests that a significant 78% of individuals with this combination achieve notable recognition within their chosen field by midlife.
78% achieve recognition.
Yeah, often through that recurring theme of reinvention we've discussed, they make their mark, even if it takes a few transformations.
Okay, good to know. Another frequent question we receive. How do you navigate Scorpio's potential jealousy with Leo's sometimes flirtatious nature? It sounds like a recipe for relationship fireworks.
It can be tricky. The key here lies in establishing clear and open communication within the relationship. Sounds simple, but it's crucial.
So talking it out.
And using Scorpio's inherent emotional intelligence to discern genuine threats from harmless Leo social interaction, that need for appreciation. Trust and clearly defined boundaries are, as always, paramount in such dynamics. You need ground rules.
Makes sense. Requires maturity from both sides. What about career growth? Are there any specific industries that tend to offer particularly fertile ground of individuals with this placement to flourish? Where do they find the most satisfaction?
Currently, the entertainment industry, no surprise there, with the Leo MC.
Right.
The field of psychology, tapping into that Scorpio depth, and crisis management, using both intensity and leadership. These show the highest levels of career satisfaction reported by individuals with this combination.
Okay, so entertainment, psychology, crisis management, good pointers.
Again, you see that recurring blend of performance, understanding human motivations, and the ability to effectively handle high-pressure situations.
Definitely a theme. And what about relationship compatibility? We briefly mentioned the Aquarius moon balancing things out, but what about partnering with, say, a Gemini? Any thoughts there?
Gemini partners. They can present some interesting challenges, honestly. It's mainly due to their often more intellectual and sometimes detached communication style.
Head versus heart.
Yeah.
A bit.
Kind of, and that can potentially clash with Scorpio's deep emotional intensity and Leo's need for outward admiration and, well, passionate expression. It's a different wavelength.
So tricky.
Challenging, but not impossible. With conscious effort towards understanding each other's needs and fostering really open communication, it's certainly a relationship dynamic that can work. Just takes work.
Gotcha. Finally, why do some astrological sources offer warnings or cautionary notes about this particular placement? It sounds powerful, but are there potential downsides we haven't fully explored? Why the handle with care label sometimes?
The warnings often stem from the sheer intensity of the combined energies. It's a lot of power packed into one profile.
Right, that water and fire mix.
If this potent force isn't consciously directed into productive or creative outlets, it can become internally destructive. It can turn inward, leading to inner turmoil, or outward in challenging interpersonal dynamics like power struggles or manipulation.
So it needs an outlet where it can implode.
Essentially, yes. Self-awareness and a mindful approach to channeling these powerful drives are absolutely essential. It's about mastering the energy, not being overwhelmed by it.
Okay, so to bring it all together then, this Scorpio Sun and Leo Midheaven combination is really about navigating that fascinating and, potent tension between your deep private intensity and your desire for very public achievement.
That core paradox again.
Your inner drive is constantly pushing for profound transformation, while your outer self is yearning for visible leadership and recognition. It's a dynamic and powerful force.
Hugely powerful.
And the key to unlocking its potential, as we've said, lies in finding that crucial balance and consciously channeling those powerful energies.
Yeah.
It's an active process.
And what's truly compelling, I think, is the sheer potential for significant impact. This isn't a placement for those who want to remain unseen or just blend in.
Definitely not a wallflower combination.
Not at all. It's about making a real mark on the world, leaving a lasting legacy, even if the intricate inner workings, that Scorpio depth, remain somewhat of an enigma to those around them.
Right, that blend of visibility and mystery. So here's a final thought for you, the learner, as you process all this. Considering the inherent drive for constant reinvention within this Phoenix profile,
That cycle of transformation.
what aspect of your own life or career might be ripe for dramatic transformation right now? Even if it feels a little intense or maybe pushes you slightly further into the spotlight than you're typically comfortable with. Some food for profound thought there.